I'll be Arsenal. Okay, you'll be Arsenal. Well, these days, I mean, we know there's only one to sing this club that is sitting comfortably at the top of the EPL table.
Is that comfortable?
Well, it's comfortable.
Comfortable, yeah.
8 more games for them to play.
With City breathing down their necks. Is that comfortable?
Of course, you would expect at least one team to break down your neck. This is the EPL.
I mean,
you're not going to woo 25 points.
Yes, maybe 25 points clear. It's not going to happen in the Premier League, but should they be confident? Even if you're leading with 15, 13 points in the Premier League, I mean, don't be confident. That's how competitive it is.
Bless you. You want to take my being comfortable out of context this morning. You know, I posted something on my status yesterday and I got a lot of people questioning me. I said, in Arteta, we still trust, regardless of what happened at Anfield. It was a game of 2 halves. Arsenal could have won in the first half, but then again, Liverpool rallied in the second half, and the rest is history. They shared the points, and even with the game in hand, they are 6 points ahead of Manchester City, or let me say Manchester City is 3 points behind if you take the liberty to think that they will win the extra game.
The outstanding game, yes.
But you see, it is clear that the EPL will give us a photo finish like it has always done, at least in recent seasons. And we love it. We love it that way. I mean, we don't want a season that is decided in February.
Yes, and we also do not want to have a league where, there's just one predictable winner all the time. It's why it's a bit disappointing that, the likes of Chelsea, the likes of Liverpool, the likes of Manchester United, Tottenham as well, they have not really stood up to the occasion. It's why also quite surprising that Arsenal are the ones who are, pushing Manchester City. At the start of the season, nobody would have thought that that's how the season would go. And I think Arsenal fans should be proud of what their team has done already this year. I mean, at the start of the season, the goal was to make top 4, return to the Champions League. You can say that is sealed now. I mean, whatever comes will be an extra, but of course they want to fight until the final day. So we also do not want to have a league that is done and settled, concluded in February like we see in other leagues. And even at that, I think that's even changing in some of those leagues already. You look at the French League,
it's changing. Blessing.
I'm saying maybe it is changing a bit. I mean, if you look at the fact that
you're still not going to bet against PSG winning the French
League. With the
League.
way they have been playing recently, I mean, they're out of the Champions League. There's not much games for them except for the league, for them to look up to. And, things have not been going on so well. Reports of Messi, looking to maybe return to Barcelona at the end of the season, not wanting to sign a contract until he understands the direction the club is going. Mbappe is also there. And look at the German Bundesliga as well. I mean, Bayern Munich are not out of the woods. Borussia Dortmund are also there still.
PSG are leading the French league with 6 points.
Yes, which 6 points is not unassailable for any team. That's
for a team that maybe their third team is probably better than the second.
And even with their first team, they are struggling.
They are struggling.
Lyon went to beat them at Parc des Princes.
A team that is on top of the table is not struggling.
Today, I'm saying recent performance.
You want them to go season unbeaten?
No, today I'm saying recent performance of Paris Saint-Germain. If you've been following their games, they've been struggling a bit.
They've given themselves enough points.
6 points is not unassailable. That's the point.
But this is PSG.
A PSG that has fallen at home. Got beaten. I think it was Marseille or Lyon who went away from home to beat them. You think it is not possible for them to drop points either at home or on the road at any point in the season?
Okay, so
it's possible.
PSG is going to win this league.
Well,
do you want to go against it so that we put something on the table?
I don't do that, but
Blessing, you don't do that.
You know.
Blessing, Blessing for
what?
Good morning, Blessing for
Good morning, Sunday. Good morning, but of course I stand by my point. Good morning to our people. It's great to be back on Sports Bank. Super Tuesday morning. Apologies. I mean, we really didn't say good morning or hello before we went right into it.
I knew. I needed to draw you out.
But yeah, I stand on my point. I mean, everyone who knows. My point is that
PSG may not win.
No, my point is that with remember where we started from was that even in other leagues now, you cannot say head on that this team is going to win because there is so much of a gap.
That doesn't apply in the French league.
That's why I'm saying. Listen, my point is this:
maybe in Italy,
with PSG leading 6 points on the table, and with their current yo-yo form. it's a possibility that anything can happen. That's what I'm saying.
They can yo-yo their way into
winning
the French
title.
League.
It is also possible. It is
they are that dominant.
It is exactly. It is also possible. You see, what that does not also doesn't negate what I am saying. Doesn't take away from what I am saying. It's just saying a possibility. Same with Germany as well. I mean, Bayern Munich are not out of the woods. They are not neck and shoulder above. It is possible.
You would probably say that Napoli are also not champions elect yet in Serie A. That's since we are talking possibilities.
Yeah, maybe yes.
Because it is
mathematically, it is possible. Mathematically, same with Barcelona as well. Mathematically, it is possible.
Because you see, you can't take history, you can't take pedigree, you can't take the capacity of a team.
Yes, I know.
So if you put that into context, you would say for most of the other leagues, you already know who's going to be champion. You know that Barcelona will win the La Liga this season. You know that PSG will win the French Ligue 1. You know that Napoli will win the Italian Serie A. You know that Bayern Munich, regardless of how they have not been so dominant,
and what
will
if
win the German Bundesliga.
What if you're shocked?
Maybe in England I could be shocked. But you see these other ones?
You won't be shocked.
I lie.
Okay, now.
Okay, great one, people. It is Sports Bang, a Super Tuesday, this wonderful Tuesday morning, the 11th day in the month of April, year 2023. And it feels good to be here again, live on your radio, and of course, streaming on our Facebook fan page. Please join us. The ID is +105.5 FM Ibadan. My name is Tunde Olagunju. Blessing for is right here. Blessing that is throwing up all sort of possibilities. So, in the French Ligue 1, what are the other possibilities? Like an Olympic Lyon?
Oh, no, Olympic Lyon, I think they are middle table. If anyone is probably going to have a chance, maybe it's Marseille, not Olympic Lyon. I think they are middle of the table.
Like Real Madrid winning La Liga?
Madrid are actually not even showing that. They want to catch up with Barcelona.
But it's not over.
They lost to Villarreal at the weekend. Look at Barcelona has dropped points.
It's not over.
Mathematically, it is not over. I agree. Mm-hmm. But by their form as well, they have not shown that they want to catch up with Barcelona. That's what I'm saying.
And the Serie A is not over.
Mathematically. But Inter Milan are Napoli rather, they are still on a very good form. They lost to AC Milan a couple of, I think it was last week or upper week or thereabout, but that still doesn't take away from the fact that they are still in the best form of their life.
And in England, it is definitely not over.
Okay, I thought you were going to say it's over.
But in Arteta, we still trust. Okay, so let's get going this morning. Tennis gets our attention first. Cameron Norrie suffered another disappointing early exit at the Monte Carlo Masters. Having been upset by Francis Gregor Barrera in his first match at the Miami Open last month, Norrie fell to a 6-3, 6-4 loss against Argentina's Francisco Cerundolo in the opening round in the Mediterranean clay. Andy Murray says he put in one of the worst performances of his career in a demoralizing first-round Monte Carlo Masters defeat to Alex de Minaur. The 35-year-old produced 26 unforced errors and failed to earn a single break point as he collapsed to 6-1, 6-3 defeat on his first appearance at the tournament since 2017. If you ask me, Blessing, it seems as though Andy Murray is only playing tennis now because he probably doesn't have anything else to do. Because I'm not sure he's chasing the big.
Big guns, the Grand Slams, yeah. I think perhaps I could agree. Sometimes for athletes who have been on top of their game for as long as possible, having to withdraw from the game is always usually a problem.
For athletes who have been on top of their game.
On top of their game, yes. I mean, you cannot say that Andy Murray wasn't amongst the big three at some point. So yes,
we always mention him as part of the big four.
Part of the big four, rather, yes. But back to what I'm saying.
The lowest of the big four.
Maybe yes. I mean, he's not achieved. He's not achieved. Yes. Okay, fine. Yes,
he's
not achieved.
Wawrinka's level.
But we don't call Wawrinka alongside the big four. Why do you say that?
Agenda.
Anyway, it's always hard for athletes like that to come to terms with retirement. I mean, how do you plan for life after retirement? If you ask Roger Federer, who retired, announced retirement last year, it was also a bit of a struggle. Huge struggle for him. You have to come to that point.
Serena, we don't even know if she's retired or not.
Serena is actually retired. I mean, but she keeps teasing everyone saying she's retired. She's retired. I mean, officially she's retired. Officially she's retired. But of course, she keeps teasing everyone. And for someone like Andy Murray, I think I probably agree with you. Maybe he hasn't figured life after retirement. after he had that surgery where he announced that he'll be retiring, and then to see that he could come back from that huge surgery and still continue to try to maintain a level. I mean, maybe not top level as such, but still trying to give one or two things to the game. He could look at that and say, okay, maybe I can continue. But at some point, he has to, come back, ask himself, what else is left for me to do here? I mean, so maybe that's where it's coming from.
Because he will be in the game and nobody will even remember that
he is there. And he's even saying, regarding, he doesn't know how his body will react to all of this clay court build-up games, ATP 1,500 events before the Grand Slam. Depending on how his body reacts to it, then he will know if he's going to be at the French Open or not. And, I mean, you don't want to have a legend, quote-unquote, British legend now, at the French Open, being dismantled by the younger generation.
Big words this morning. Legend.
It is British legend. He is.
Okay, now you're downgrading.
I said British legend in the first place.
Legend.
Yes, that's what I said in the first place.
Why British legend?
He is.
Why not tennis legend?
Ooh, I think we have to look at his achievements.
Yes, because you will now be forced to put him in the same. Because if you call him a legend, what then do you call Nadal? What do you call Federer?
What do you call Federer? What do you call Djokovic? What do you call Sampras? I mean, all of those big men who have actually walked the talk and gone through the game. Yeah, that's why I said British legend.
The Super Falcons of Nigeria will seek victory over World Cup host New Zealand in Turkey today to prove that their recent wins over Costa Rica and Haiti were no flukes. That's according to team captain Onome Ebi. Goes by Esther Koronko and Asisa Tushola steered the 9-time African champions past Haiti in Antalya on Thursday for a second consecutive win on the road. This came after the 1-0 defeat of Costa Rica at the Revelation Cup tournament in Mexico. The goal also coming off the boot of Esther Koronko, but they're here to announce to us that we're good for the wins, not just we're not just lucky.
Well, that's what they are saying. That's what they are saying, really. But I don't really agree with that. I saw that game against Haiti. Well, we might have won that game. Our performance was a bit scrappy. The moment Onomebi was taken out of the game, I think it was Esther Koronko there, but who replaced. I can't remember precisely. That defense fell apart. And
but
Haiti,
when
and they considered
Onomebi speaks, I mean, this is somebody who has played in 5 World Cup finals dating back to 2003.
Understandable.
So she understands what the girls are up to.
Yes, she has the experience. But from what we have seen with the coach that we have in Randy Waldrum over the past 10, 11 games, we've only won 2 games back-to-back, and they are hoping that with a victory against New Zealand, we'll get them to 3 victories back-to-back. Now, before then, we had lost about 8 consecutive games. And
you're as good as the last results.
Fine, you're good as the last result, but what is the performance behind those results? Now, Ashley Prompter yesterday was talking about how she loves the underdog tag that has been given to Nigeria and how she believes that Nigeria will cause an upset at the World Cup. And I look at the group we're in. We're in a group alongside Australia, alongside Canada, and I think it's Japan. I can't remember who precisely, but that is as tough as it can get for any team at the World Cup. For us, that's the group of death, in my own opinion. Now, how do you want to navigate that kind of a group with the kind of performances that we've been seeing from the squad? It's a big question, and honestly, I hope that performance can continue to improve, because we cannot say that these girls are not getting quality games to prepare.
Ireland is the last group. Is the last
Republic of Ireland, the last member of that group. I mean, you are having these games that you have to prepare with. I mean, Randy Waldrum won't come to tell us that no. I mean, they didn't get high quality matches to play, to prepare, and all of those things. But I'm looking forward to that game today. It's 2 p.m. Nigerian time, and a host of other friendly international women's game as well. Remember, it's just about 100 days to the Women's World Cup, and that's why you are seeing many of this games coming up thick and fast. Now, the World Cup is saying that FIFA is saying that they have sold about 650,000 World Cup tickets, and they are on course to make it to 1.5 million, which would be a record in terms of tickets sold for the women's game. So I hope that is achieved as well. And one of the other games I'll be looking forward to see today is England taking on Australia. And Serena Vegman says she wants to be challenged by the Australian national team. That's the host nation. I think they're also playing against New Zealand or there, but if I'm not mistaken. So playing against Australia perhaps will give them an idea of what their opponents would be. I'm also looking forward to see France against Canada. And that's because it is Hervé Renard's first game. It will be Hervé Renard's first game in terms of the French national team. It's also the first time he is coaching a women's national team side. He's got the experience from Africa, coaching all of the African teams. His recent job at Saudi Arabia, where, of course, you know what he did at the World Cup, defeated Argentina, and they declared national holiday for that in Saudi Arabia. But now with the women's national team, it's a different ball game entirely. It's not been there before. And then taking up a team that had issues internally that saw Captain Wendy Renard retiring, and some other top dogs in the team were retiring because of the internal issues they had with the former coach. Now he's managed to bring them back together, restored Wendy Renard as the coach, as the captain of the team. I'll be really interested to see how he's going to navigate this one of a kind job that he has now with the French women's national team.
Now, as we look forward to the World Cup in about 9-10 months, we have the experience of dominating Africa, at least.
Actually, it's 3 months. The World Cup is in 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, what would be a good outing for the Super Falcons at the World Cup?
And also seeing how we struggled at the women's the WAFCON last year in Morocco.
Maybe quarterfinals?
No. I think quarterfinal might be a stretch for the Falcons because I'm not so confident in their abilities. I'm not confident in the performance of the squad, and seeing the group that we are in as well. I think maybe if we make it out of the group stage.
Just that.
My expectation is that low. I'm sorry.
And then you believe that we've had a good World Cup if we just simply make it out of the group.
That group is tough. That's the point. It's tough.
Okay. It's a sport bang. Well, that's in response to somebody on our Facebook fan page this morning. I think it's Tales by Twilight's Malam Sule, asking the prospects of Super Falcons in the future tournament.
I'm not confident. That's it.
Well, he's also asking if it's true that Chelsea are interested in signing up Victor Osimhen into their squad.
All big teams are interested.
Yes.
That's the answer.
Just follow the news as it goes. In the summer, it's definitely going to be in the middle of bidding wars among many of the top clubs in Europe. Thank you, Agubi Ade Sharif. Abdullah Fiz, good morning. Thank you as well for stopping by. Fatai Osho, the chief coach of Nigerian Professional Football League champions Rivers United, has resigned from the club. In a brief post on his social media account, Osho, who is the club's second in command in technical affairs, did not give details of the reasons for his decision, but communicated it in clear tone to his fans. He tweeted, "I resign my position as the chief coach of Rivers United. Best wishes to the team." And trusting journalists, they start to, insinuate.
The manner of which he actually resigned is what is causing the insinuations and the questions that we're having. I mean, he resigned while they were on an away trip. So that must have stemmed from an issue that he probably had with the backroom staff, the rest of the backroom staff as well. And it's one of the reasons why we're wondering what exactly happened. Because at this point in the season where Rivers United are in the CAF Confederations Cup, that's the semi-finals of the CAF Confederations Cup, you don't want to be hearing news like this concerning one of their backroom staff. I mean, Fatai Osho is a brilliant manager. He has shown that as well. But I cannot wait to see what the future holds for him, where he's going next. I mean, with the NPFL, there are usually jobs for him to pick up, or there will be jobs for him to pick up in terms of moving to any other team. So it's surprising, really. But let's see how that goes for them.
And the big man is still on ground, Stanley Aguma.
Longest serving coach.
Absolutely. I mean,
who's going to stop that man?
Over a decade, about 15 years.
But then I'm wondering, who is the second longest serving coach in the MPFL? I can't put a finger to that. I can't.
Most of our coaches are gentlemen.
I can't.
Max, they do 2 seasons and they're off. That's even if they get to do 2 seasons. Well, in the Spanish La Liga, Barcelona missed the chance to go 15-point clear at the top of the table as they were frustrated at home by Girona. It ended goalless for the champions-elect, quote-unquote. Tonight, the big boys will be back in action, talking about the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. Benfica against Inter Milan. High-flying Benfica welcome out of sort Inter Milan to Estadio de Luz later this evening. And of course, one trophy that has been elusive to Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, or Man City. Well, of course, it's Pep Guardiola's Man City, or Man City generally.
City generally or Pep Guardiola City? Both of them together.
Well, Pep has Champions League. Man City will be up against Bayern Munich, and Guardiola is defending City's lack of Champions League success. Well, he knows all too well, more than anybody else, that his time at the club will most likely be judged by how well he fares in the Champions League. And by that, I mean winning the Champions League.
But I think we need to stop asking him that question. It keeps recurring every time there's a Champions League game. I mean,
you think they'll stop?
It's been overflogged.
Agenda must continue to agenda.
Well,
he must win the Champions League
for the sake of agenda.
without Lionel Messi. He must win it without Lionel Messi.
And it's not one since 2016 that he left Bayern Munich. I mean, he's got a statement.
He must win it without Lionel Messi. Because agenda will continue.
What about if he wins it with Erling Haaland? Would you say because he has Haaland in his squad?
No. We will say he has won it because he has won it. We will take a break for the BBC Premier League updates.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Paul Serres at the BBC Sports Centre. The European Champions League quarter-finals get underway on Tuesday with the reigning English title holders Manchester City hosting the Bundesliga winners Bayern Munich. The City manager Pep Guardiola says their ambition is simple.
We want to try. It's an honor to be here against the elite club like Bayern Munich, and we're happy to be here. It's not for granted. You have to deserve it. You have to play good 2 games. When I was appointed, when I was playing against the Stoke Cities and won in the Premier League the first game, so you are here to win the Champions League. It's come every single season. I understand that. So I said many times, we tried last season, we tried 2 seasons ago, we tried 3 seasons ago, every single season.
The City and Portugal international defender Ruben Dias says the team are driven to succeed.
The anger is the same as always. It's a special competition, as you all know, and especially for us, we really want to be in it, and we want to see it through. So it will be a very difficult match, but in a way, it's what this competition is all about: big games and just going through and beating the best.
João Cancelo left City for Bayern on loan in January and is set to face his former side on Tuesday, something the Portugal international is looking forward to, according to the Bayern Munich boss, Thomas Tuchel.
These situations exist, so I hope he can manage also his emotions and is not like over-motivated, over-excited, and but on the other hand also not too friendly and too shy. So hopefully he can manage his emotions to be ready. But I know that he is looking forward to it.
And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Okay, you're welcome back on Sports Bank this morning. Leicester City have appointed Dean Smith as manager on a deal until the end of the season with Craig Shakespeare and John Terry as part of the coaching staff. So that's more like an interim manager. I mean, if you're appointing somebody for maybe
for a few games, yes. Everyone is going the route of the interim manager at this point. Just like I was saying for Chelsea. I mean, just get somebody to tinker the team for the rest of the season and then take your time to actually find somebody who fits into the philosophy and what exactly their goal is for the new season. That's how it should be.
And finally, the professional game match officials, that's the body that regulates the referees in England, has confirmed that assistant referee Konstantin Atsidakis has been stood down from officiating matches while under investigation for an incident with Andy Robertson. The officials
they appear to elbow him. Yes.
I mean, who does that?
I mean, honestly, it's you could also say maybe Robertson was trying to touch him or something, and he was trying to protect himself. But whatever the case is, you should never ever throw an elbow at a player. It's going if he's found guilty, it's going to hurt his career. That's one thing that I know for sure. But investigation is still on anyway. Okay,
the final comment this morning. Ayetuma Kingsley, good morning. For me, the Falcons will not even make it out of the group stage. Arsenal will still win the league. I told Femaiti on Saturday.
It's okay.
Okay, fingers crossed.
It's okay.
Blessing forward. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for having me this morning. My eye on Inter Milan, Benfica. Benfica have continued to, punch above their weight despite selling top stars this season. So,
Blessing,
top game.
Your prediction?
Benfica to go through.
City Bayern? To go through. I'm talking about tonight's game. Blessing. Don't
okay, we not draw Benfica. They're going away from home for the first leg. We not draw.
I thought you said you don't bet. Which one is we not draw?
Did I put money on it?
That sounds more.
It's when you put money on
that sounds
bet.
more like what
it is the moment
someone in the studio would do. We not draw. What's that? Blessing?
It is the moment you put money on it that it is bet.
I am asking. Which one is we not draw?
But I didn't put money on it.
Okay, are you saying we not draw for City as well?
I think Bayern Munich would next
this game tonight.
Yes, I think they will.
Thank you for not confusing me at this point.
Thank you.
Thank you, Blessing.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Dixon, this morning. And of course, to you for listening. We'll be back later this evening at 6:30 on the second half of Sports Bang. My name is Tunde Olawo. Have a fantastic Tuesday and bye-bye.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste it and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Very.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo 3-in-1 milky and creamy for you. It's so milky. I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids the new Milo 3-in-1. Milky and creamy. It's truly milky. It contains calcium to help your champ win every day. Milo, energy to go further.